SUNY student from downstate. The chief tells us he got a call around 11:20 for shots fired and one down. When they arrived, they did find a person who was shot in the head. He was brought to Albany Medical Center, and they're under investigation right now. Not much other than that. They're going to be investigating throughout the night. They have some leads, and they're going to be checking them out. We'll have more information in the morning. Chief tells me it happened right outside of this home on Lake Avenue in Albany, Lake and Madison, right on the sidewalk. There's the Chief Tuffy and Jimmy Miller down there. Chief tells me he doesn't remember, since he's been here, any student being shot and killed in Albany. So this could be the first, or the latest anyways. Cops are canvassing door to door, looking for anything they can find to help with the investigation. There's the Albany Police Mobile Command Unit, where they work out of while they're doing their investigation.
He's on life support this noontime after being shot in the head while he walked near his home. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Liz Bishop. It happened around 11:30 last night on South Lake and Yates Street. Police say someone shot the 22-year-old UAlbany student in the head as he walked alone. Police say a woman driving home spotted the young man lying on the sidewalk and called 911. The victim is from Nassau County. He's at Albany Medical Center on life support. Authorities say at this point they have no clear motive in this shooting, but robbery, they say, has not been ruled out. The shooting happened just 1 block from Washington Park in what's a pretty quiet neighborhood, not accustomed to violence.
And I try to be careful anyway, just going out alone at night and things like that, but it makes you wonder if you're safe ever, really, if you're with someone else or not. Because if someone has a gun and you don't, and they've got something they want to do to you, you don't really have a choice, you know?
Nothing ever happened to me or any of my friends, so we just didn't really think anything of it. But I guess once you see this, like now I'm scared, and I've lived downtown for 3 years, and now this is kind of an eye-opener because it's literally right down the block.
Albany police say the young man's family is at his bedside at Albany Med. So far, police have not released the shooting victim's
offered this
name.
noontime in the case of a murdered Albany student. Good afternoon, I'm Carrie Proctor. Liz is out on assignment. Victory Christian Church announced this morning they're offering a big reward to catch the killer of Richard Bailey. He's the Albany College student who died yesterday. The church is offering the reward in 2 parts, $5,000 for the killer and another $5,000 for the gun. The Victory Christian Church hopes the reward will get police the answers they need to find Richard Bailey's killer. The 22-year-old was a senior at the university. And police say he was shot in the head while walking home alone late Monday night. Bailey was taken off life support yesterday, and he died soon after. Albany police are pressuring anyone who knows something about the killing to please come forward. Officers did work into the night last night at a checkpoint, passing out information to drivers and hoping to find witnesses. And a candlelight vigil will be held tonight to honor Bailey. The service will be held on the Albany campus tonight at 7 p.m.
The fatal shot was fired at 11:20 Monday night. Just 10 minutes later, at 11:30, a second UAlbany student was attacked less than a mile away. He told police he was robbed at gunpoint near the corner of State and Ontario streets. Tonight, Steve Flamish has his story.
It's really close to where we live, so it's really scary.
These St. Rose students live only a few hundred feet from the scene of the armed robbery. The women are terrified they could be next.
It's pretty scary going out at night, especially if you're a girl walking by yourself.
Albany police released the robbery victim's name, but he requested that we not identify him. Speaking by phone, he shared the details of what happened at 11:30 Monday night.
The victim told me he was looking down at a text message. When he looked up, he says a man approached him and said, "Give me all you've got." Before he could even respond, he says the man put a gun to the side of his neck and pushed him up against a car. He stammered out one sentence, "I've only got $25. To that, he says the man responded by hitting him in the head with the butt of the gun, knocking his glasses to the ground. He says at that point he took out his wallet and handed over the $25 in cash. He says then the robber got on a BMX bike and took off. This is the only description he got, a black male between the ages of 18 and 25.
The description of the suspect is always primary. That's what the police look for.
Retired Albany police officer Stephen Stella now heads the St. Rose Security Department, which offers a free 24/7 escort service. To students who choose to walk alone, he stresses caution.
Size the situation up. If you have to cross the street to get away from trouble, do so.
If you wind up face-to-face with a robber, Stella says do as the victim in this case did and hand over the money. It's good advice for gun-shy neighbors.
In just about a half an hour, the UAlbany community will hold a candlelight vigil in remembrance of Richard Bailey. It's at the Campus Center Fountain. That's where CBS 6's Craig Smith is standing by. Craig?
Hi, Marcy. Well, all day yesterday and today, students have been saying how shocked they are, how surprised, and some of them even terrified at the thought of going about their normal routine, at least at night. They'll gather here tonight at the Campus Center to stand next to each other and think of Richard Bailey. Even some students who didn't know him say they're going to be here to come together to help the campus come together. A few minutes ago, I spoke to a couple of students who knew Richard Bailey, and I asked them to share a couple of stories with me about their relations with him. One student told me, well, at the moment, it's a little difficult to do that, but she said Richard sure was a funny guy.
It's hard to pinpoint a specific story because you never think you're going to have to, you know? Like now, like looking back, I could just like think of how funny he was and how great he was every time we were around him.
The people who knew him, are they talking about any theories about why somebody might want to hurt him?
There's nothing really going around. It's just everyone's shocked, and it's traumatic, really. It's such a tragedy.
And as Marcy said, the vigil starts tonight at about 7 o'clock. That's when people will gather here. They really are having Richard Bailey in their thoughts, of course, but the students I spoke to earlier this afternoon tell us that they'll have each other in their thoughts and even themselves as they think about how to go forward in Albany and how to keep themselves safe. Each of them will be holding one of these. They'll be lit, and they'll all be together here at the campus center.
The UAlbany Student is priority number 1 for the City Police Department, and tonight there's a substantial reward being offered for information leading to an arrest. Albany's Victory Church put up a $10,000 reward, $5,000 for the gun that killed Richard Bailey and $5,000 for the arrest of the person who pulled the trigger. Bailey was shot in the head on Monday night as he walked home from a friend's house on South Lake Avenue. He died at Albany Med the next day. Tonight, the Albany community joined family and friends to remember a young man whose life ended too soon. Craig Smith was there. He's live at the scene of the crime tonight with more. Craig?
Well, Marcy, 2 nights ago, Bailey, a would-be policeman, walked right here on his way home and never made it. Tonight, hundreds of people came out to the UAlbany campus to pay their respects and to help each other through the tragedy. The somber strains of Danny Boy began a vigil that had therapeutic value for some of those gathered, including some of Bailey's classmates from back in high school.
Everyone's very close with each other, so this is, you know, really hitting, you know, hard home for us, but everybody loved him.
We really encourage, as people are dealing with grief, that they share with others. And for some people, sharing with the community, feeling that they're having the same feelings as others, being able to support somebody and feel support in return is a huge part of the grieving process, the healing process.
Pastor Charlie Muller led a prayer and later spoke of that $10,000 reward.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know what? We tried, you know. And so I just want to see Albany a safer place.
One woman who said she lives near the scene of the shooting said she was in the area not long before, and there were others.
Yeah, I was about 2 blocks away just 15 minutes before it happened, so it's scary to think that could have been anyone.
It's dark in that neighborhood. There are trees, and Lord knows who was creeping out there, whether it be crackheads or thugs trying to attack me. I'm always constantly watching my back because I'm ready to, like, attack if I were to be attacked.
The candles are burning here, too, on South Lake, with pictures of Bailey and his friends, cans of Milwaukee's Best, and a Yankees logo. And that memorial there on the sidewalk is just a snapshot of part of what made Bailey special to his friends and his family, who are all just shattered tonight. Live in Albany, Craig Smith, CBS 6 News.
Well, thank you very much, Craig. Tonight I did talk with one of Rick Bailey's high school buddies on Long Island. Craig DeBow told me that at MacArthur High in Levittown, Rick was a 3-sport athlete, football, basketball, and baseball, and was the tight end on the football team that won the county championship. He was passionate about the New York Jets. He was known for his laugh. He won the senior award for best laugh, and he was a good student, I'm told. Oftentimes when his buddies were going out, he'd stay home to study. And I'm told those buddies have all been returning home from their colleges to Long Island the past couple of days to be with each other and the family as they prepare to bury Rick this weekend.